All right, good evening, everybody. Hope you've had a wonderful day today. It was beautiful outside, a little bit chilly, which is just right for this time of the year. And speaking of chilly, it's chilly season. So this works right into my plans for this week. My name is Wonder Lowe, and this is the Ladies Lounge with Wonder Lowe. I appreciate you all tuning in each week to hear from our wonderful guests and hear about amazing topics. So tonight is not going to be any different than what it's been all along. We're going to have a great guest with some great information. We should have two. We may not have the other one. I don't see him on just yet, but we should have two guests tonight. A little bit of housekeeping first. If this is your first time, please make sure that you come back again and that you visit with us again. You can catch us on Facebook. My page is The Ladies Lounge Wonderlow. You can also watch us on YouTube under that same name. So go over to YouTube, like, and subscribe. Hit the little bell. That way you can see new videos as they post. And then make sure that you like and follow us on Facebook. So we just appreciate everybody coming every week and making sure that we're good. Like I feel like I've been gone for a long time because I missed last week because it was Thanksgiving week, and instead of doing the ladies' lounge, I did May Rose Cafe. I did my cooking show last Tuesday. So I hope that everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving and everything went well. Um, if you like me, you cooked a lot, you ate a lot, and rested very little. And I say I need a break from my so-called vacation I took during those couple of weeks. So maybe this time for Christmas, I can slow down just a little bit and really actually get some rest. I doubt it, but I'm gonna try it anyway. So again, make sure that you like and share and follow and do all that good stuff. So because we have some good information, I want to go ahead and get into the show. So I'm going to talk about my guest that's here tonight. Um, she's no stranger to the ladies now. She's been on before. She's been on since back in the radio days when we were over at the station, and she came on and always has great information to share with us, different things that we can do to make sure that we stay healthy. I'm going to read a little bit of her bio, and then I'm going to have her kind of tell you a little more about herself. I gotta get my glasses together. You know, our old folks got always put in the glasses. And I'm having some eye irritations tonight, so it's a little bit difficult for me to see. So, got to have the glasses. Let's see. This is Miss Q Mumford. So, in a world of pandemics, epidemics, and the unknown, where human beings experience trauma and severe life stressors, it is not uncommon for their health to unravel. Kenyatta Mumford, MPH Chess, founder of Mumford Associates LLC, and the heartbeat of the Curvy Connection movement, accepts the call to be the change agent. She is a leader, innovator, and pioneer. Q's great passions are leading the change on a number of health education programs while also serving the state of Arkansas as an epidemiologist. In her role as an epidemiologist, she conducts investigations on foodborne outbreaks, analyzing data, and preparing statistical presentations. Her company, Mumford and Associates LLC, addresses health education at varying levels, patient health education, community health education, public health consulting, and public speaking. She helps her clients to find healthy perspectives through research, data analysis, and delivering effective results. With her educational background and more than 10 years of public health experience, it is without a question that she will be appointed by Governor Asa Hutchinson to the Arkansas Board of Health Education and previously held positions of president of the Arkansas Public Health Association and conference chair for the Society of Public Health Education. Mumford strives when she partners with others to swing the pendulum on population health issues. Today, we're going to talk about a new initiative that she has, the Youth Mental Health First Aid, and why she is passionate about training as many people as she can. So, Miss Q, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes and just tell folks more about yourself and what you got going on. I think that's a lot. It's
Well,
impressive.
well,
So,
Wanda, it's definitely great to be amongst you and your audience again. As you mentioned in my bio, to sum it up, I love public health and
mhm,
all things related to public health and empowering people to take control of their health. I have a slogan that I live by, and that's "Don't box me in." It is my belief that we should not be defined by our diagnosis, but we have to learn how to live with those diagnoses. And so, it's my ultimate goal to empower people to take charge of their health, specifically those that are battling chronic diseases. This newest initiative came about because of some family issues that we dealt with over the summer. I have a teenage nephew that was going through some mental health challenges that really put a strain on our family, and made us really rethink the way we view, our understanding of mental health, but the way that the pandemic is impacting our youth. And so this new initiative is all about empowering adults to be a resource to teenagers when it comes to youth mental health, being able to recognize when kids are in a crisis, and how to provide them the support and connect them to the resources that they need.
That is wonderful. I would, and like you said, you had some personal issues behind this, but if you think about it on the wider range, during this time, mental health has taken a hit for everybody across the
Yes.
board, and I would think more so for children. Um, dealing with all the different stuff they have to do. I think people think that most time kids are just happy and going along and nothing is going on with them and they don't have different issues, but they do also. So I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing this to kind of help all those people that have to deal with children on a daily basis, particularly teachers and parents and people in the mental health profession, to give them those tools to learn how to deal with kids when they're going through crisis. So, talk more about your event, about how the training is going to go.
So I am going to be offering training every Saturday in December. The first 3 Saturdays in December: December the 4th, December the 11th, and December the 18th. And so the purpose is open. It's open to everyone. However, the unique thing is that the Zetas actually reached out to me. They are requiring any of their sorors that interact with youth to take youth mental health first aid, and I commend them for that, for them recognizing the importance of this training. And it aligns with some recent Arkansas legislation where coming into the next school year, all school resource officers and counselors will be required to have youth mental first aid, which is a huge stride for Arkansas and just demonstrates that a lot of people are recognizing the importance of this training and the importance of adults being able to identify crisis in our children.
Wow. I think that's awesome that they're requiring them to do that, because you think about how many people come in contact with kids on a daily basis and really
Yes.
don't have any clue about how to deal with their mental health. So I think
Yes.
that's awesome. Okay.
Yes.
So
I
now,
tell people all the time that, in the pandemic, we definitely have to get out of the mindset of children are bad. I don't
mhm,
believe that any children are bad. I think that children are oftentimes dealing with challenges that we as adults don't know how to connect with them on and get them to open up about. And so we have to, again, we can't box our kids in either. We
no,
can't box them in by giving them these titles. We have to be the adults and try to understand what's going on, but also taking in consideration that if the pandemic is negatively impacting us emotionally, socially, mentally, then it's negatively impacting our kids as well.
exactly. So this gives them a chance to ask questions, get the training, put some more things in their toolboxes to be able to go back and deal with kids. I think particularly the part about having the teachers do it and going into the new school year.
Yes. So the
So
school resource officers and the counselors will be required to take it. And it's my hope that we will see more teachers, take the class as well. I'm offering the class moving into 2022 as people start to really recognize the importance of the class. I'm going
mhm.
to be offering it every second and fourth Saturday.
Oh,
So we have already laid out our schedule. It is our goal for this year was to reach 100 people. If we can just train 100 people, we've exceeded that goal. Actually, the Boys and Girls Club reached out to me and they said, why don't we double that? So I
mhm.
take that as a challenge. And in 2022, I'm looking to, reach at least 200 people. And so in order to do that, we've created a consistent training schedule.
Mhm.
Now, that's not to say that if you have a group that you want to get trained, we definitely can schedule that as well. Like I said, my goal is to reach 200 people. If I can train 200 people in youth mental health first aid next year, then I think that we are making good strides. And that's not just Arkansas. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see that I have a graph that shows that I'm covering right now 19 states. My goal for next year is to see if I can double that as well. Can I reach people in at least 38 states? So the goal is to continuously try to expand our reach, because it takes a village. We've got to get back to the mindset that it takes a village.
Yes, I definitely like that. And like you said, touching the people that that are in contact with kids on a regular basis is going to be an awesome thing for them. Because I would imagine, as an educator, as a healthcare professional, as a mental health professional, even when I have to deal with children and I don't know how to deal with it, like you said, I don't know what questions to ask to pull whatever information out of them I need to know, then that has to be frustrating also on the adult side of it. So this sounds like this is going to give them some tools to be able to use to go back into the classroom, to go back into whatever setting that they're in, and be able to sit down and communicate with the kids effectively, and in that way help them through whatever mental challenges. And you made an
So
excellent point about if we're dealing with different stuff, of course they are too.
So there are a couple of things that we want to take away from this. So we
Mhm.
recognize that this training is for teachers, it's for school staff, it's for coaches, camp counselors, youth group leaders, parents. It's for anybody that engages with youth. However, I want to make it clear, you are not a mental health professional. The goal is not to train you to solve their problem. The
Mhm.
goal is to train you to recognize, to assess the situation, and connect them to the appropriate professional resources. Is to train you to listen non-judgmentally. A lot of times our children will shut down because we're listening to them, one, with the intent to talk, but we're
Mhm.
listening to them with judgmental eyes. And I say judgmental eyes because, y'all, our facial expressions and our eyes tell our kids everything. They know when we are judging them. And when we are judging them, we look to be judging them, then they shut down. And so we talk about listening non-judgmentally. It is not our place to place judgment on that child or to categorize that child or to diagnose that child. It is our goal to connect them to the appropriate resources so that they can get the assistance that they need.
That sounds wonderful. So, give some details, like how do people register for it? When does it start? I know you said the first. I tried to put some notes over in the chat box
Yes.
too, in the
So
comments. Some
The
detail.
December classes, the fourth and the 11th are completely booked. December the 18th, we do have a couple of slots available in that class. To register, you can go on to Eventbrite, and register for the class. And then, as I mentioned, we will offer the class twice every month from January 2022 through November 2022. Now, there's a reason why I'm not offering classes in December, and that is because I work with people on youth mental health, and it is important that I protect my own mental health. And therefore, we don't offer classes in December because that is an opportunity for us to take up time with our families and really enjoy the holidays. And so in December 22, we won't be offering any courses to the general public. However, if there are large groups that are still needing to get trained in December, that's still an option. So Eventbrite, if you just have one or two people that want to register, if you want to register a large group of 30 or more, then they can shoot me an email at info@mumfordandassociates.com. And then we can make this training schedule to fit their needs. So we can customize the training schedule to fit their needs.
Okay. Let me just make a little note over here for more information. Let's see. They can contact you at me, and my typing is not as fast as you and your talking now.
Perfectly good.
And then I can't have see. You said info.
Info at
Uh-huh.
Mumford, Mumford,
Uh-huh.
and associates.com.
Associates. All right. That way, if anybody's looking for information, they can contact you and get more. I try to always, when I'm talking to folks, I'm trying to write stuff in the comment box too, so that
Yep.
people come, and if they come watch it later, they can get that information. But that sounds like an absolutely wonderful program. I'm so glad that you're offering it. Not, it's not something that I would take because, well, I might need to because I got grandkids.
So I'm going to say this. I'm going to give you this statistic that a lot of people don't know. That about 50% of mental illnesses begin by the age of 14.
Okay.
So by the age of 14, 50% of mental illnesses have begun by the age of 14.
Wow.
And then 75% by the mid 20s. So by the time you get to your mid 20s, people have endured enough that most people, by the time they get to their mid 20s, if they're going to have mental health issues, they develop within that time frame. So those early developmental years, we already know that those early developmental years are critical. But we have a lot of attention that's put on ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. We know that those developmental years really can influence people lifelong, and that mental health is no different. People are going through challenges early on that lend to mental illness, and so focusing on teens is important. If we haven't learned anything else, why this is important, I have a teenager that goes to Parkview. In the last month, we've been on lockdown twice. That just makes me want to do this even more. It makes me want to it makes me want to reach more people. Every time I get a call that says, "Hey, the school's on lockdown," or I see incidences like that happened at the other local high school, it makes me want to train more people because we have to be ready. Readiness is essential. If we haven't learned anything during the pandemic, we should have learned that not being ready is detrimental to public health.
Yes, I do agree. And I think that this is going to be the thing that gets, and this could be a catalyst for other people stepping up and going, you know what, we need to either partner with you or join in and get the folks trained. And like you said, I believe your numbers will triple, like you predicted. So as you have enough people that are dealing with kids or you're dealing with youth on a regular basis, I would encourage people that do youth ministries.
Yes, youth ministers,
To really
please, please,
participate.
please, 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 please take this training. We want to assume that because kids are in church that they're okay. Our church kids are going through stuff too.
Yes,
They're going through stuff too. And the church house is where we should be keeping it real. That's where we should be, helping people identify, what they're going through and connecting them to the correct resources. So I encourage all of my youth leaders in the church, consider taking this training. Consider, inviting us over and let's train your whole youth team. In my bio, you mentioned that, we thrive. My organization thrives when we partner with others. What we do, our movements are not independent. We have to collaborate with other members of the community in order to move our messages forward. So reach out to me. I am open to collaborating with any organization that's interested in getting their teams trained.
I definitely will be reaching out to you about something I'm putting together for. I'm the activities director for the Union District Baptist Association Health and Wellness Ministry, Long Lane.
Okay.
And I'm putting together something for April. So I'll definitely be reaching out to you, and I'll make sure it's not on one of the Saturdays that you're going to be doing your training, because I would really like for you to speak about it.
Okay.
And part of it is I'm focusing on mental health. And it is because we've had 2 years of basic pandemonium in the pandemic. And it has affected everything from the oldest of us to the youngest of us. And I'm glad tonight that we're talking about this, because I hadn't thought a whole lot about the youth portion of it. But now I see that's a part I really cannot miss. So I will definitely be talking to you soon about, coming and maybe doing it. We're not coming because it's going to be virtual, but doing a brief presentation and just talking about the training that you're offering and telling people the same thing that you're telling them right now. And I'm hoping and praying that folks will take that to heart and really pay attention, because our kids do need this help. And we need to be able, like you said, listen non-judgmentally, and then be able to direct them into where they need to go to get the help they need. So I will definitely be looking for you to, talking to you soon about seeing how we can partner and having you come in and do a little bit of talking about that.
Awesome.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to add and kind of add to it and tell us a little bit more about? Or
okay. So the other thing I'll tell you about, with this in the pandemic, I started actually prior to the pandemic, we started doing a series of girl take off your cape. So as women, we wear a lot of capes, and we often overwork ourselves, overthink things. And so that's a series that I'm hoping to bring back in 2022. Hopefully we will get back to a place where people feel more comfortable, because we like to create an intimate atmosphere to allow women to come together and talk about the challenges that they're dealing with both personally and professionally, to create a safe space. So I'm equally passionate about talking about mental health among women of color, and the importance of us taking off our cape and recognizing that we are good enough as we are. We are good enough. Do not be challenged by the fact that you don't, that people make you feel like you're not good enough, because you are. And it's not necessary that we wear multiple capes in order to be good enough. And so I want to continue with that message too. Girl, Take Off Your Cape is near and dear to my heart as well. And we definitely want to move that initiative forward along with our Youth Mental Health First Aid.
Okay. Definitely, when you get started or get that one back up and go on, let's talk again. I'd love for you to come in and talk and do a just kind of let more people know about that one also. That one I definitely need to participate.
Me too, which is the reason why I started that one. Girl, Take Off Your Cape is definitely, I don't want to be Superwoman. I don't have to be Superwoman. I no longer want to fall into, this mindset that because I'm a woman of color that I have to have these superpowers and do all of these things. Busyness is not always representative of progression. And that's something that we have to realize.
That is so true. That is so, oh my God, that's so true. That's a whole sermon in itself right there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That is a whole sermon. And I know it's a bunch of, matter of fact, I know several women that need to hear that. And I'm one of them. Because you get busy and you're moving and you're going and you look up and you still stand in the exact same place and you're tired.
Yep. And you're tired. You're tired and
holes in it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Worn holes
your cape has lots of holes in it. You need to go ahead and take that thing off and relinquish it and just, focus on being your true authentic self.
Yep.
And walking in, what God has called you to do and not everything else.
Woo. Okay, I'm about to shout now.
Look, we're gonna have a sermon on here. Yeah, that one gets me really excited. Definitely gets me excited because I think that it's a lot of conversation that needs to be had, which is why we try to create an intimate atmosphere to set the tone for a safe place so people can take off their cape and be their authentic selves.
Well, honey, I'm ready to retire mine. So
yes, I hear you.
And they got holes in them, and I'm tired. I'm ready to retire. But you know what? Something I have learned: the older I get, the more I know how to use the word no.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned no. Exactly. I've learned more about how to. I actually was telling my coworker. I said I did something I never do or I hadn't done in a long time when I was off a couple of weeks. And she said, "What?" I said, "I took a nap in the middle of the day." I haven't done that in forever.
Yes.
I got that. I turn off my and just so y'all know, this way you crazy. I don't know what I had on. Did I have on 3 laptops? Yeah, I was working off of 3 different laptops because I had 3 different things going, and it kind of works better if I just separate stuff.
Yeah.
I closed all 3, and I'm gonna tell you, the moment I realized you have 3 laptops open, you're working on 3 different things on 3 different. Why are you? I closed all 3 of them. Got my blanket, got on the couch, and laid down and took my butt to sleep. Because I was like, you done lost your mind. You don't have to do all that.
You don't got to do all of that.
You don't have to do all that.
You don't got to do all of that.
So the older I get, I'm starting to realize I ain't got to do all of this.
Got to do all of it.
Yep. I just want to do what I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it. And if I decide I don't want to do it, I don't have to.
Don't got to do it.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay. So that's one thing that we have to value is our time of stillness. That's one thing that this year the pandemic has taught me. Appreciate the opportunity to be still.
Yes, Lord.
And value it. Yes. Value that moment of stillness, because when we allow ourselves to get still, then we gain clarity. It's all that movement that keeps us from clearing up our mind, because you can never just sit still and focus and just let, your thoughts calm down enough for you to generate, direction of where you should go. If you're constantly busy, when do you actually generate a clear pathway?
Exactly.
How can you create a clear pathway if you're constantly in motion?
You can't.
You can't. It's very difficult. It's very
Yep.
difficult. So we have to, not having, a lot of times people think, oh, I don't got nothing to do. Like they think it's a bad thing. No, it's a great thing. Like for me, if I don't have anything to do, I'm like, yes, man.
But
I
you
can
know
take
what?
a nap.
The hardest thing is for a person who has been in motion for so long, as my daughter said, when you stuck in hustle mode for so long,
Mm-hmm.
is that it is very hard for you to recognize when you don't have anything to do.
Yeah, it is.
Because in
Because
your
then you
mind,
always figure out something to do.
well, you either figure out something to do or you punish yourself because you think I should be busy.
Mm-hmm.
I should be
You
up
feel
doing
guilty.
something. I'm
Yep.
not feeling I'm not being productive. And that's indicative of you overworking yourself and
You know
exerting
what?
yourself
That's because
when you don't have to.
we placed our value. We placed our value on motion. We
Yep,
place our value on doing. We don't think that we're worthy if we're not doing, because
exactly.
we have this mindset of constantly having to prove that we're capable.
Hmm.
And if I'm not doing anything, that must mean that I'm not capable of doing anything.
Exactly.
And so it's a lot of it is in our roots, Wanda. It's
Say
in our roots.
it's a vicious cycle,
It
and
is.
it's really to a certain extent a learned behavior.
Yes, it is a learned behavior.
Yeah, there's some things. This I have this podcast in the back of my head that the back of my head keeps yelling to the front of my head, do it. And it's this one particular topic. It was several topics, but this one particular topic that I want to focus on, and that's one of them. And it's about the learned behavior and what did we learn growing up and what did we see growing up and
Mhm.
how that now comes out of us. How do we project that now? And it comes out in that busyness. It comes out in that superwoman syndrome. It comes out
Mhm.
in that thinking that you got to be all things to all people at all times. And it
Mhm.
comes out of being of thinking self-care is selfish.
Yes,
And it,
preach.
yeah, and it's all those different things. And you sit back, if you really look at what you do and you look at where you came from, meaning your parents or whoever raised you, look and see how many of those things are very similar to what you saw growing up. So
Mhm.
it's like we learned how not to take care of ourselves. And that's, I
Yep.
don't know if that's a man thing. I know definitely to a certain extent it's a woman thing.
It's a
Because I
woman
look
thing.
at how my mama worked and the things that she did and how she was running and how she always was moving, how she always had stuff to do. She participated in a lot of things. And I caught myself a couple of years going, oh my God, you have turned into Rosalie. Because I can see a lot of me in my mama. And I know that I
Mhm.
learned a lot of those things from watching her. So again, this gets back to that once you get older and you start reflecting and you start, you know what, because when you're younger, and I'll say this for me, when I was younger and I was doing things, I did not question why I did them.
Mhm.
I just knew I had a family. We had 4 kids at home, had a husband, had jobs, had businesses. I just knew that I had to get up every day and hit it. I gotta go. I gotta go. Gotta get this done. Gotta make sure that kids get what they need. Gotta make sure he gets what he needs. Gotta make sure the house is clean. Gotta cook dinner. Gotta go. I didn't question it, and I never slowed down from it. I just kept going. There was days where my head was about to roll off and across the floor, and I
Mhm.
pick that sucker back up and be propping it up while I'm still trying to get something done. And I never questioned it. But as you get older and you start looking back and you're going, okay, wait a minute. Could I have gotten a lot more things done had I had a better plan? Could I got a lot of things done had I slowed down and rested in between?
Yep.
Could I
So
have
this
done?
brings me back. This brings me back, Wanda, to why I'm doing this too. So I have a
Mhm,
teenager.
mhm.
She's 17, and I started to see. I witnessed her have her first anxiety attack,
Oh wow.
and I realized that the reason why she was having an anxiety attack was because her plate was so full, and I had to come to grips with the fact that her plate was so full because she was trying to be like her mom.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
she see her mother work full time, go to school, run a business, all of these things. And so she felt like she constantly had to be in motion. So in order for me to get her to connect with having a balance, I had to create more balance for myself, because they're watching us. So just like you watched your mother and that's what you model now, it's true. Our kids will model that. And so to break the cycle, I have to break it with me. But I started taking this training myself because I didn't recognize the signs and symptoms until I could identify with her having an anxiety attack, because I've had an anxiety attack. I know exactly what you're experiencing right now. And it resonated with me, the importance of recognizing the signs and symptoms before it's too late, getting them connected to the appropriate resources before it gets to a point where it's critical, but then also, being intentional about setting the right example for my kid. And so our initiatives are designed so that we cover. I can't talk about the children unless I equip the mother with the resources to take care of her own mental health. So they go hand in hand. I want to make sure that I'm reaching mothers, but most importantly, I'm trying to reach single mothers, because they're dealing with a lot of mental strain, because they're playing the role of two people. What two people should be doing, this one person has the responsibility for, which creates a lot more opportunity for mental strain. And so if you're then trying to balance children that have their own issues and you're not whole and not dealing with your mental health, then it creates a greater imbalance. And so our goal is always to look at it from the big picture perspective and make sure that we're creating initiatives that target both angles. And so Girl Take Off Your Cape is about reaching mothers and equipping them with the tools that they need to take care of their mental health so that they can be an ally and a resource to their teenagers.
Excellent. All right, Lady Wood, I appreciate you so much. Let me see. I got Brian waiting in the background. So
Okay.
one more time, just give us the registration information for the Youth Mental Health First Aid Training.
Okay, so you can go to Youth Mental Health First Aid. You can look it up on Eventbrite, hosted by Mumford and Associates. If you are looking to set up a course for your entity, your organization, your church youth group, you can shoot me an email at info at Mumford, MUMFORD, and associates.com, and we can schedule that according to your needs.
All right, and I just put that up on the screen, so if folks need to get it, they can. I'm learning how to be real fancy with StreamYard, girl.
Yeah, I see. You are doing amazing. All right. Hey, it's always good to be on the show. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of the night.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. We're going to bring in our next guest tonight, and I'm not going to introduce him. Y'all know who he is.
I'm jealous. You getting all this fancy technology.
Man, I'm over here working it.
I see you doing all types of special things with the screen and putting up people's contact information.
Hold on. I got one for you. Let me see. Where is it? Bam.
Oh! How you doing?
You doing okay tonight?
I am. Actually, I was running late because we had an event tonight for Giving Tuesday. We had a fundraiser to support the museum. So we were, Rodney Block and his group was here, and they played in the ballroom, and we had drinks and hors d'oeuvres. So we had a little event up there tonight. So I was running a little bit late getting on the show. You can probably hear people in the background now. There's still a bunch of people in the museum. So.
Okay, long as you don't say no, it's not gonna matter. It ain't like little kids watch the show, so we fine. But okay, I am gonna introduce you a little bit then. So my unofficial co-host, who's probably been on more than anybody else, Brian Rodgers, and Brian is the community liaison with Mosaic Templars Cultural Center here in Little Rock. And Brian keeps me up to date on everything going on at Mosaic, and this year is no different. We're talking about now I would forget the name of the doggone. See, I'm getting
holiday. It's our holiday open house.
Open house. That's very easy to remember, and I still forget. The
Yeah,
holiday
but
open
now
house.
it's holiday open house featuring Say It Ain't Say sweet potato pie competition and cocoa and carols.
All right. I'm ready for the cocoa and carols. You talked me into the sweet potato pie thing.
Yeah, we're really glad that you're participating this year.
Mhm.
Um, everybody always talks about how they have the best sweet potato pie in the city. Well, here's your chance to prove it. So anybody out there watching the show right now, if you think you have the best sweet potato pie in the city, enter our Say It Ain't Say sweet potato pie competition and prove it. You'll win bragging rights for a year and a trophy.
Ooh.
So you can go to our website, mosaictemplarcenter.com, and enter. You're going to put that on the screen?
I'm trying.
All
You
right.
know, I type fast. It's December 5th
5th from 2 to 5 p.m.
from 2 to 5.
Yeah. And in addition to the sweet potato pie competition, we also have an opportunity for kids to take pictures with Black Santa.
All right.
Yeah, and all of that is free here at the museum from two on Sunday, December 5th, from 2 to 5 p.m. So we'll have the sweet potato pie competition, Christmas carols, an opportunity to take pictures with Black Santa, cookie decorating, crafts, and hot chocolate provided by Lob Lolly.
Ooh. They have like the, and now look, I know this not about ice cream. They have the best ice cream.
Listen, their hot chocolate and their marshmallows, they
Mhm.
do homemade marshmallows.
Oh,
They're
wow.
really good too. Yeah.
I have not conquered that just yet, but I am going to try
Yeah. Well, that's May Rose. That's a whole nother show.
it. Whatever. You know, everything runs together. I am one person.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got contest by is the team. I'm still typing stuff. Is a team. Mosaic. Okay, I'm just typing.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of our event. This is our I don't know ninth year doing sweet potato pie competition. Our
Mhm.
fourth year doing cocoa and carols, and so this year we decided to combine the two into one all-star spectacular Sunday event.
Oh, that sounds cool. Well,
Yeah, we're really excited about that.
well, I'm excited about it because this is my first time ever doing any kind of. Well, you know what? It's not the last cooking competition I was in. I think I was in fifth grade, and I baked a chocolate cake from scratch, and I won a blue ribbon. And what's the thing called? Oh my God, what is it? What we did with 4-H. I was
Okay.
in 4-H when I was little,
Well,
so
this
it's
is a
been a long
little bit different than 4-H.
time.
We have three categories. We have best traditional pie, best
Hmm.
non-traditional pie, and then our people's choice. And the
Oh,
people's choice is voted on by everyone who's here. Um,
mhm.
there'll be opportunities for people to sample each pie and then to vote for their favorite.
Okay, okay, all
And
right.
then
Well,
we have a panel of celebrity judges. We have
mhm.
Stay McIntosh himself, uh,
Yay.
Bro- Broadway Joe,
Hmm.
Pam Smith from the Little Rock School District,
Hmm.
Anthony Lucas, the head coach at Pulaski Academy. He's also a former All American wide receiver for the University of Arkansas. We
Hmm.
have Helene Williams from the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, and Preston Clegg from the Second Baptist Church downtown. So we have a panel of judges who will choose their favorites in traditional and non-traditional, and then all the people in attendance will choose the People's Choice Award.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Sounds like it's going to be an exciting thing. I know if I'm excited, the other folks that are entering are excited also. And I'm glad that Say will be there. I don't. It's been
Yeah,
some years since I've seen him. So,
yeah,
and to
he
be honest with y'all, when I first moved to Little Rock and growing up, I tell people this all the time. I did not like sweet potato pies, and the first one Honest to goodness, the first one I ever had that I actually liked, I got it from his restaurant.
Really?
Yes, that was the first one. Matter of fact, he catered one year we did our family reunion and he catered our family reunion. That was the first time I ate sweet potato pie and I actually liked it.
Wow.
So yep. So this is just great. I'm excited about it. What else? You
Yeah.
have anything else going on?
Well, I mean, we have our Kwanzaa event coming up, and then of course, we're still in the middle of our capital campaign. We're raising money to complete our renovations of the museum. We've already finished phase one, and if you've not seen it, we've added a brand new, state of the art, one of a kind children's gallery.
Mm.
Um,
Mhm.
we've added a 360-degree theater, which gives kind of an introduction to who we are and what we do. And we renovated our museum store. So it's a really good look here in the museum. And if you haven't been here in the last 6 to 8 months, you should really come back to Mosaic and see what we're doing new. I think I was here last when we opened our Dunbar exhibit, so that's still
Mhm.
going on. But we're getting ready for our Juneteenth 2022. We've rebranded Juneteenth as Juneteenth in the Rock. We've added a 5K this year
Mhm.
and a brunch. So be on the lookout for all of those things as we
Okay.
roll out those as we enter into the new year. But the thing that we're focused on now is our sweet potato pie competition.
Mhm.
We're still open for entry. So anybody out there listening now, if you think your sweet potato pie is better than Wonder's, enter and beat her and show you.
I
So
am not the one to beat.
you know how everybody brags about they have the best sweet potato pie. Well, this is your opportunity to prove it. You
Yeah.
can say, for a whole year, I made the best sweet potato pie in Little Rock. I think
Mhm.
our winner from 2019 is still talking about he won. He had the best sweet potato pie in Little Rock,
Uh,
and he's entered again this year. So
uh-oh.
he may be the one to beat. And
Oh.
remember, you don't only have to do sweet potato pie. You can do non-traditional. I believe there's going to be a sweet potato cheesecake and some
Oh.
other different things. So
Okay.
if you want to make sweet potato cupcakes or sweet potato tarts or things like that,
Mhm.
we're still looking for entries. As a matter of fact, I will take your entry up until probably Friday.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if you're watching it on Thursday, you still have time to enter.
Well, I'll make sure I mention it on Thursday during the show also.
Yeah, yeah, on May Rose. Yeah. Make
Mhm.
sure you enter, make sure you
Yep.
mention it. Let people know that they can enter on our website at mosaictemplarcenter.com, or they can call the museum at 501-683-3593.
He said, say it again for Mosaic Center.
Mosaictemplarcenter.com or 501-683-3593.
All right. No, I'm typing so.
Yeah, yeah.
Leave me alone. Sweet potato pie competition. Not sweet potato competition. Competition. Oops. Discipline. All right. And da da da. Da 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 da. All right. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Bam.
Boom. All right. Yeah, I sent you the flyer so you can post that on
Mhm.
your page, and we're excited about this. I mean, it's been 2 years since we've had one, and this is one of our staple events, so we're really excited to be able to do it again in person.
All right. Well, I'm excited about it, and I will definitely share that again. Share it on my page, and then talk about it again on Thursday to make sure as many people that can get into it. I am really gonna. I'm gonna try to encourage my son to do it because he is on this pie perfection thing.
All right, well, we'll take you.
Yeah, and he actually makes really good sweet potato pie. So I'm gonna try to get him to enter also. And
Yeah.
I don't think we can enter as a team, but I want him to enter also. Because he's been working his little pies the last couple of years, and I think he's finally gotten it to where he likes them. So,
well, we're excited to have you this year. Looking forward to tasting your pie and see what you can do.
All right.
I've already had your lemon ice box, so I know what that does. So excited to taste your sweet potato pie. And as always, thanks for having me. And I'm always a phone call away.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming tonight and talking to us about the holiday open house at Mosaic Templars. Make sure if you got kids, take them out. Everybody likes to meet Santa Claus and take a picture and get some good hot cocoa. And I want to try these marshmallows and get some sweet potato pie in the process. So make sure that you get your kids out. This is a good family event. It is free to the public. So make sure that we see you on Sunday, December 5th. From 2 to 5 at Mosaic Templars in Little Rock, Arkansas. So, Brian, thank you so much. I appreciate you always keeping me up to date with what's going on at Mosaic and around town, because you give me other information whether you know it or not. But I read your posts, and that's why I know when stuff is happening, wherever it's happening. But thank you so much for always keeping us, on the front page for Mosaic, because y'all have a lot of wonderful things going on for the community and for all of us. So we enjoy those things, and hopefully we get some good support. And I think if it's been 2 years since the last one, there's going to be some folks there Sunday.
Yeah, I really hope so.
A good turnout.
All right. Well, thank you. And I will see you Sunday. Hadn't seen you in person since you started, doing your web show. So I'm excited about seeing you again.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, I'll be the woman holding all the pies.
See you there.
All right, sweetie. You have a good rest of the night. Thank you so much.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. That is our show for tonight. We had two wonderful guests. We had Miss Q Mumford, and she was talking about the youth mental health first aid training that's going to be happening in December. And we had Brian Rodgers with Mosaic Templars talking about the holiday open house. So make sure that you get the information. It's posted over in the comment section. So if you need to contact anybody about how to register for the youth mental health, make sure you check that out. And if you need, and I think that email was info@mumfordandassociates.com. If you want to get more information about the holiday open house at Mosaic, make sure you contact them at mosaictemplarcenter.com. So you can go to the website and you can register for the Say It Ain't So sweet potato pie competition. I will be competing, so bring your pie and let's see what we can do. All right, y'all. It is so nice to be back this week. We're getting ready to move into the holiday season. We're going toward Christmas now. Hope you've gotten your shopping done. I am finished. I'm just waiting on stuff to come in. Hope that you have a good, safe rest of the evening and enjoy the rest of your week. Make sure that you come back next week. We'll have another great guest, and we'll be talking about empowering women. And, that's one of the focuses of the show. So we'll be back next Tuesday at 7 o'clock with another wonderful guest. Also, make sure that you catch me on Thursday at 7, and I'll be in Mayro's Cafe. And we are cooking white chicken chili because it is chili season. It is cold enough now for me to have a good pot of chili. So come back Thursday night if you're interested in learning how to do that. All right. Again, make sure that you like and follow us on Facebook under the Ladies Lounge Wonderlow. And then make sure that you go over to YouTube and subscribe. And then hit that little bell so that you can get notifications when there's new videos posted. Thank you so much for those who watch every week on Facebook and for those who go and watch us on YouTube. I have to get over and talk to them folks a little bit. But make sure that you continue to support us, and we sure appreciate you. And I hope that you have a good rest of the evening. So I'm going to be out of here. Good night, everybody, and see you next week.